My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire. Ooh, baby, look at that new interface. We've got play with a standard and a daily climb, which is currently in beta. If you're wondering why you don't see this in your current version of the game, that is because I am on the beta branch for the game. So you can access that by going to your Steam library, right-clicking on the game, going to properties, going across to beta updates, I think, and then just opting in. You should be able to see it. It's okay. Alright, there's also the Compendium, which has Card Library, Relic, and Bestiary, which is not currently available. And let's have a look at the patch notes. Bosses now utilize the seed, so a lot of this is related to the daily run already. This is probably the last one I didn't read here. So the only relevant stuff here is the extra 6 achievements. Who needs relics? Beating the game with a single relic, which would be your starter relic. Speed Climber, beat the game in under 20 minutes. Ascend 0, Ascend 10. Minimalist, beat the game with a 5-card deck or smaller. And Donut, finish Donu with a feed. Sozu is now consistent with Ectoplasm. Newly obtained potions are ignored, so that's going to help me not continually forget what Sozu does. Daily Climb is now in beta. Anything else? Bosses now utilize the seed. A lot of these are just related to the daily runs from then on, so nothing particularly important. All right, let's go to standard. Let's go to the Ironclad. Ascension level 14. We need to finish off this Ironclad so we can start doing the daily and start doing some of the challenge runs that have been suggested over the course of the time that I've been spending with the game, doing all of these different... Ooh, I can remove a card from my deck. No, random common relic. Doing all of these different runs that I've been doing in Ascension mode. I need to get this done so then I can focus on doing all of the other stuff. Obtain a random common relic. Probably better than removing a card. There are a lot of opportunities to remove a card. And obtaining a random rare relic is a great pickup, but for obtaining a curse, probably not worth it. Pendib's actually a great pickup. Every 10th attack you play deals double damage, which is really, really handy in a lot of situations. Right, we've got 2 elites off to the left, and then that merges into actually like a really nice final path, I think. Wait a second. There is no path I can see that has more than... Oh, no, there's a 3 elite path, but that's maximum. Well, damn. Alright, well, that's fine. I'm just going to be going for 2 elites then. Now, I am going to have to defend here. Usually I wouldn't defend against the first 6 that this enemy does. Courtesy of the fact that we're going to be healing 6 at the end of the fight with the Burning Blood. But it's important to block because we are not on maximum HP because of Ascension mode. Alright. This is just a value pick. The rest of these are ads, like for specific builds. I'll take the value pick before I see like something that can actually define a build for me. We do need to kill that backliner. That backline is now set up to die. Then you're on 8-8. This is 12, so I actually can't kill you. So my first strike goes against the Laos in the front line, and then the second goes in the back line. I actually could have used an extra strike there, waste the hit against the Laos in the back line, then do 6 against the first target, then do another 6 against the first target. That would have me with 1 more pen nib. 1 closer to my next pen nib for the next area I go to. We'll take a Thunderclap again, just as an AoE. We're a while from our next removal. I don't think I can take a Cursed Regret here. I'm going to take the max HP. Pretty unfortunate. This guy always opens up with a 12. Ooh, but we actually got a really good follow-up to take advantage of the weakness we put on him. Okay, 2 strikes kills. Beautiful. But I might be able to play 3 attacks. Yeah, there we go. That's so that I can, again, charge up the pen nib for the next attacks. Strength potion, gain 1 strength, another pommel strike. That would probably be the final pommel strike we ever pick up in the stack. But it covers probably all of my draw if I upgrade each of them. Okay. So that Thunderclap I can double the damage of by using a strike first. Goes up to 8. That's actually not important. It's more important that I do that Thunderclap. Then this Pommel Strike does double damage. Which will take out you. With a strength, this does become 11. So using a strength potion enables me to kill this fat gremlin in time. I'm actually going to do that. Oh, it becomes 10. All right, the rounding works differently to how I thought it did in this fight. So I'm going to be accepting 5 damage here. The big problem we're going to have is while I'm weak, and especially if that shield gremlin defends the target that it did, which it did, we're going to have some difficulty killing this gremlin wizard in time. Got a bash in the next hand. We might actually have to use an energy potion in order to kill it. So this would be 13, 5. Not going to be enough. Ooh, what about Thunderclap, Pommel Strike, Strike. Beautiful, we're covered. Double defend. And now I can kill and get my pendant ready. We don't need any of these now. The time for a flame barrier is gone. It's not really a defensive deck. I need to keep up aggression. Pommel Strike we already have too many of, and Clothesline is too expensive for the effect that it gives. It's really unfortunate to get bashed there, but it's also really important that I get that vulnerability out, so I'm going to use the energy potion to use it. Speaking of getting that vulnerability out. Ooh, we're just short of the kill here. Alright. Bottled Flame. Upon pickup, choose an attack card. At the start of each combat, this attack card will be in your opening hand. I want dual wielding to start getting clashes, because we've got the ability to utilize that. I'm going to take the dual wield, but the problem is Bottled Flame. Like, what do I want to increase? Probably Thunderclap out of all of the things that I currently have. And you know what? Let's upgrade Thunderclap. Give myself some better AoE. Really important for fights like this as well. So now it's 14 damage AoE. Pretty good. I think anyone would admit that's pretty good. We've got 15 damage we can deal to a front or a backliner. They're on the same HP. Beautiful. 2 strikes kills the frontliner, saves me a bunch of HP. When I say a bunch, I mean 9. Am I ever going to be using a defense this turn? There's nothing I can draw with Pommel Strike that'll change my turn, right? So I'm never going to be using a defense this turn. Triple Strike in the next hand would be amazing. We've got 2. Ugh, rough. Alright, here I am actually going to double defend and then strike the back line. 2 Pommel Strikes and a strike? Oh, Pommel Strike. Hey, Pommel Strike and 2 strikes does it. And we're set up for a kill against this sentry with just a bash. I should have Thunderclap bashed, because that would have given me another charge on the Pendium. I've got to remember, if I can waste an attack at the very end, I should do it. Tori, whenever you would receive 5 or less unblocked attack damage, reduce it to 1. That's a really powerful relic. So is Feed a ridiculously powerful... Increasing your max HP is just ridiculous, and being able to do that while in a fight is even more ridiculous. Blue Candle, curse cards can now be played. Playing a curse card will make you lose 1 HP and exhaust the card. That's a really, really handy pickup there. Now, I'm going to immediately upgrade feed so that I can get more max HP out of it. I will take that gold as well. And here, I'm going to upgrade probably the 2 pommel strikes, to be honest. Seven plus 13 plus 18. 7, 13, 18 is 28. No, it's 38. But it's still short of lethal. Which means I probably want to defend. Yeah. Oh, that hurts to do. I'm probably not going to draw back. No, I might actually draw back into the parasite, so. There's the pommel strike, draw 2. We'll probably be able to kill this turn. It's just whether or not we get to feed. If I double defend here, I probably get down to my feed in time. But I take 4 more damage. But the feed actually gives me 4 more permanent max HP as well as 4 current HP. Yeah, we got our feed. So the delay there was worth it. Probably not worth getting another Thunderclap at this point, especially since we have it guaranteed in our opening hand. Perfect Strike is actually not in a bad position right here because we've got 2 pommel strikes and 5 basic strikes. So Perfected Strike is deal 6 damage and deal an additional 2 damage for all of your cards containing strike. The upgraded version is dealing a 3 additional damage for all cards containing strike, which would be, what, 3 by 7's 21, 6 is 27 for 2 energy. But the thing is, that also restricts me from being able to cut these strikes from my deck, which is why I don't really like running Perfected Strike decks. I think if I was going to run something like that, it would have to be out of Ascension mode, not in Ascension mode like we currently are. Alright, 1 dead. We'll kill the one that's going to weaken me, because then it's much easier to just take this last out in time. Hey, nice feed. Beautiful. As much as I do like True Grit as a card, I think this deck is just becoming more and more aggressive. 42 HP should be enough to kill the final boss. So Bash is actually really helpful in terms of killing final bosses. Just getting that extra turn of vulnerability. Alright. This could be a problem. Never mind, we're fine. Lay out Parasite. We'll defend and Pommel Strike to see if we get a draw defense, which we don't. Okay. Again, defend Pommel Strike. And we got another defend, thankfully, there. We are going to take a lot of damage in this fight. Alright, so 5x4 is actually just 5 damage to us because of Tori. Sorry, 4 damage to us. So we're just going to Thunderclap Bash to try and get vulnerability stacked on the enemy. So that's the 4 damage incoming there. I'm actually incentivized here to dual wield the Pommel Strike. We're going to have to set up big hit turns. Like that. I'm just worried that I'm going to die next turn because I don't draw defenses. Okay, I drew 1 defense. Now, I'm going to take 0 damage to the first attack. And the reason for that is because the first attack is going to be 8 versus 6. Sorry, I'm going to take 1 damage. It's 8 versus 6, 2 unblocked damage, is reduced to 0 from Tori. Reduced to 1, rather. Sorry, 0. Reduced to 1 from Tori. However, if I attack now, I'll only have 3 block against 8, which is going to be 5 unblocked attack damage, and it still reduces to 1. So if I use a Pommel Strike here, I just get to get a free Pommel Strike out. So dropping a single defense here is going to keep me alive, but on 1 HP. I think we're done. With a couple clashes, this deck would have worked, but not like this. Pommel Strike. Really depends on my draw, actually. Defend, Pommel Strike, and then Pommel Strike with Pendib. We're on exactly 1 HP and we won. Alright. Well, that was close. Dark Embrace is probably too expensive. Even when we upgrade it, it's whenever a card is exhausted, draw 1 card. We've already got a reasonable draw factor in our deck. We've got blue candles, so we would be able to use the curses to draw cards for us. I'm going to take an Immolate. Gives me some AoE. Oh, gosh. As much as I do want extra energy, because I do have draw in my deck, so extra energy is a huge priority. If I take Philostone, I'm dead. I think I'm actually going to take Runic Pyramid because I have a lot of draw in this deck. So I might be able to mitigate the downside. Runic Pyramid is at the end of your hand. End of your turn, no longer discard your hand. Draw 1 fewer cards each turn. Again, there's a 2 elite path here that's quite appealing. Thunderclap is actually not going to apply vulnerability to the enemy because of the artifacting, so instead we're going to start off with the Pommel Strike here. I don't need to play Parasite until I'm going to run out of hand space. Is there anything better to dual wield? I mean, I can just keep Parasite in hand until I have Immolate. Yeah, there's nothing better to dual wield than the Thunderclap. The idea being that now I just Thunderclap as many times as I can to try and remove artifacting. We'd have to defend 2 times and then still take 1 damage. So I think instead we need to focus on a little more aggression. Immolate the Parasite for some damage. Strike and strike. Enemy doesn't defend this turn. So the next turn, Bash and Feed kills. Armaments is now a lot better in this deck, courtesy of the fact that we keep a lot of things in hand. So I'll take a copy of Armaments. Thunderclap, Pommel Strike. Normal Strike. Strike, strike. I'm gonna hold on to that feed. I was worried about this. 24 damage that I have to screw my entire hand in order to prevent. Yikes. Oh, this is garbage. At least we get to take only 1 damage there. Thankful Tori. Alright, feed kills next turn. Actually, hang on. Use normal strike. Then a thunderclap, then feed in order to get as many attacks out so that we've got our Pendib. A block for 10 block. A potion for 10 block is pretty good pickup. We don't have much strength gains, so Reaper oftentimes is going to be a bad card for us. But I still think we take it. Because we can just keep it in hand until the one turn where it's actually available. So we don't have to gamble on it being good for us at the time. If we lose this 428 gold, we're just dead. So we're going to have to fight this one. Thunderclap Reaper is not a horrible opener. It's quite good, in fact. Healed us for 18. It's just we don't have much more AoE in the deck, which is going to be a problem. Alright. Fire Potion that back line. And we'll start focusing on targets that are going to deal a lot of damage. Also use a Block Potion here because the blocks for 10. Immolate that Parasite. Should have done the strike first. There's the feed, so bash and feed. Without this feed, we would already be dead. There's Clash, which I really want in this deck. It's just I'm worried that I won't be able to play it. I need it. I need it in this deck. Otherwise, I don't... Like, with 3 energy and with the Pen Nib, I don't have the energy to use other aggressive cards. And with Dual Wield already in my deck, Clash is going to be so much more powerful. Also, Curses can't fuck with me because I got Blue Candle. It's just I'm going to have to play a lot of these defends rather than letting them accumulate in my hand. Bottled Lightning. Upon pickup, choose a skill card. At the start of each combat, this card will be in your hand. Is there any skill card we desperately want in our opening hand? I don't think there is. What we do know we want in our opening hand is 2 extra cards from Bag of Preparation. So we'll do that. I could take a Corruption, but what am I really getting out of it, right? Right now, nothing. We don't benefit from corrupting cards. Finesse is just free defense right now. So I might actually just take that. You know what? I'm going to take Pantograph. Heal 25 before I go into a boss fight. And I'm also going to take that Explosive Potion because we've got a couple AoE fights that we might get into that are going to be particularly frustrating. Alright, I'm going to Armaments the Dual Wield. Then I'm going to Dual Wield the Thunderclap and then play one of them. Low cost bash. Unfortunately, a single defend isn't really that much for me right now. Okay. Double defend. Completely blocks, but also allows me to throw this Clash out. Now, if I throw 2 strikes, I can set myself up for a double damage vulnerability Reaper next turn to heal myself. If this draws... No, wait, we're fine anyway. If it didn't draw Parasite, I would still just be able to kill with a feed. True Grit's a good card, but... I'm worried. I'm going to take it so that I can burn status effects out of my deck. I'm actually going to rest at this camp as well. No, I need to upgrade armaments. Otherwise, I'm just dead anyway. Shit. We're going to need a good opening hand here. It's not bad. If I can swift into Clash or the... Either Clash or... What do you call it? The... Gosh dang it, Ryan, remember. Clash or... Immolate. The Curse will be fine. There's Clash. Alright. Defend. We'll dual wield the Clash. Then Thunderclap. And Clash each of you. I need to keep Immolate Parasite because that's going to be really effective for us later. There's a lot of cards in my deck that are still unupgraded. So I'm going to go with a Bash and a normal Strike so that I don't hinder my next draw. Alright. Armaments. Immolate that Parasite. Can still take 25 damage here. Alright, fine. Let's only take 15. 15? 10. 11. There we go. There we go. Gonna overdraw. But if I don't just ridicule you with damage right now, I'm dead anyway. Don't attack, don't attack, don't attack, don't attack, don't attack. He didn't attack, that's good. Oh, it's lame. That's the best I could hope for there, but though. Yeah, we're probably dead now. That's as much as I could even block. Alright. We'll defend. Then I'll Thunderclap. We'll dual wield that. Clash, clash, clash. And next hand I can just instantly feed on the enemy. Actually, I can Reaper, then feed. Hell yeah, get that HP. These Pendib Reapers are actually kind of ridiculous. Ooh, do I take a Corruption now that I can just... It's upgraded, and I can just hold it in hand. I'm going to take it. Look, I'm going to try and turn this into a Corruption deck, because whatever is happening right now is not working. And then Warpaint upon pickup, upgrade 2 random skills. So you want to try and purchase any card first. So that's why I picked my card before I got the relic, despite them being in the wrong order for me to really benefit much from doing that. Armaments, double strike, easiest choice. This fight is going to suck though. True Grit, a normal strike. All right. Just trying to get... Just gonna burn that as well. Just trying to get as many of my cards played as possible so that I can defend as much as I possibly can against this onslaught. Yeah, 30 damage is pretty good. There's Clash, and I'd use a normal strike if I could. Never mind, I can Thunderclap though, and then feed. That should have been Reaper feed, actually. Alright, got a Dex Potion. Shrug It Off is a ridiculous card when you already have a Corruption in your deck, so we'll take that. Prayer Wheel, non-boss chests now also contain cards, not particularly powerful for us. Might give us a few more choices over the course of the run, but that's about it. I probably want to keep Reaper in hand for a bigger hit. And I'll keep Parasite for the Immolate. Gotta remember, unless my hand is about to be full, Parasite should just be kept. Alright, time for Corruption. Immolate that one. True Grit that one. Whew. Only take 1 damage there. We'll bash, we'll clash, and we'll blow your house down. Reaper was almost set up for that hand. Alright, there's an easy feed, and now the Mystic in the backline is going to try and attack us, but we've just been banking all of these skills that we can use later. Alright, we'll pommel and pommel. Use a worst defend, hit him with a strike, sure. I'm going to dual wield this Reaper Plus. Then Thunderclap and Reaper Plus on the turn where my opponent's not attacking. Set up a bash on you. Just trying to get the maximum I can get out of these Reapers. Well, that's actually to do that, and then boom, heal for 15. Awesome, and now we can go for the kill. So the Reaper is definitely overperformed. Double tap is non-negotiably amazing here. Because we can just hold it until we need it. Speaking of holding it until we need it, actually I think we rest here. Because this could easily be the Book of Stabbing, in which case we might have just died immediately. We didn't, and it was fine. But it could have been not fine, although it was. Alright, we're going to take a fair bit of damage here in the opening turn, unfortunately. There's not time to use that Corruption yet. Use now, though. Okay. Incoming damage. This is a vulnerability that's incoming, which is the only reason why I'm debating what I really want to do here. I don't like that I had to burn that feed, but it's the only way I can guarantee that I don't get made vulnerable. Alright, at least we do have Immolate to start burning the wounds out of our deck when we start to draw them. I'll keep dual wield for later. Nope. Gonna need it here for the kill. Prevent 6 damage. Normal strike, get me a defend. No defense in sight. Right. Damn. Alright, Vajra, at the start of each combat, gain 1 strength. Reasonable pickup. And an explosive potion. Also pretty reasonable pickup. Rage is a great way to pick up strength in a block in a corruption deck. Being able to apply weakness is also really powerful though. So we'll take a shockwave here. Now I'll upgrade a double tap, and we've got this shop here. Wasn't really expecting to be able to see anything here that I wanted, but I will take that clash. Probably at this rate we'll card remove a basic defend as well. And rest in time for the boss. Alright. We do need to keep Thunderclap. And we probably need to armaments assimilate, and the strike is going to be played this turn, so we'll do that. I think I need to dual wield that Thunderclap. Got a lot of damage out of it this turn. My Reaper just got stolen, which is rough, because I was kind of hoping to use that as a follow-up. Alright, it's time for Corruption, because I do want to cast Shockwave. Again, hand is thinned down so that I can draw 4 cards a turn and be fine. Alright. We're definitely going to be immolating that Parasite. It's just, do we want to double tap something as well? Definitely be using this block. I also need to keep you vulnerable for as long as possible. I could have double tapped that Bash. Probably should have done that, in fact. If I now True Grit, a normal strike, I can double tap, double clash, deal a pretty ridiculous amount of damage. Speaking of a ridiculous amount of damage, the enemy is proposing to do that to me right now as well. So let's respond in kind. I think it's just Thunderclap's clash here. Keep the vulnerability train active. Try and set up for a feed in 2 turns' time. There is a clash still in there. Hopefully we get it with this Pommel Strike. We did. 1, 2, feed. The only reason we're currently alive is our maximum HP. It's the only thing that's keeping us alive. Fiendfire is going to be pretty ridiculous in this deck, right? Because I just wait until I have a full hand, which does happen quite often, and then I use that as a big finisher. The problem is, after I exhaust all of my cards, what do I do? I mean, I still think I have to do it. Because we're going to run up against a lot of enemies that we need a finisher against. Since I have Corruption in the deck, Velvet Choker is heavily disincentivized. Extra healing at the end of a fight would be alright. But I think more than either of those, I'm going to want to pick up the Astrolabe so that I can transform some of these strikes out of my deck and upgrade them as well. I'm not going to be transforming a curse because it will only give me another curse. Okay, we got an uppercut. That's a really good pickup there. We got a Limit Break and a Sword Boomerang. So if we can have any source of strength in the deck on top of the Vajra, then that's actually going to be pretty ridiculous. Donu and Decker are our final bosses, which is unfortunate because you need to be a little bit faster than the average bear in order to fight them. Alright, there's a pretty easy path here that can get me through with only fighting one elite. Now, thank you very much to those of you in the comment section who corrected my mistake about the Darklings. It is not, in fact, true that you cannot feed on the Darklings. You can. However, it needs to be the final one, because they don't count as dead until the final one is dead. So you can feed on the Darklings, but it has to be the final one that is alive. Armaments. I'm actually going to defend True Grit the Immolate because I'm setting up for a turn that would be really nice to play. When did I get an upgraded Clash and a normal Clash in my deck? Well, there's the turn that I was looking for. It's just unfortunate that in order to play it, I'm going to have to kill most of what I would have benefited from. Yay! Tiny amount of healing. Combust. At the end of your turn, lose 1 HP and deal 5 damage to all enemies. We don't have any Combust synergies. It's way too late for going for Searing Blow, and we already have a source of weakness in the deck, and we don't have any extra energy, so Clothesline is going to be too heavy to really play for us. Well, this is the world's easiest opening hand. Should have used a strike on that back line. That's my bad. Despite the fact that I take 9 damage this turn, we're set up to kill next turn. Pick up an Ancient Potion. Flex is not bad in this deck either. Especially because we have the Limit Break in here now. Shrug it off first, because I was always going to be doing that. Not planning on doing anything following this, so there's no reason to Thunderclap yet. Alright, Corruption. Double tap Thunderclap. True Grit that Strike. Set myself up for a big Reaper next turn. 18 health out of that, pretty good. Couple defensies still in there. Alright. Only take 1 damage that turn. Damn it. I don't want to use that feed yet. Come on, deliver unto me the damage that I want. And then feed on the final one. And it worked. Beautiful. Ancient Artifacts. Dex Potion's actually less important than a Weakness Potion for us. Second Armament? Probably not. Second Shrug It Off, though. Yeah, sure. Those two are explosive, which is actually going to be really difficult for me to mitigate. So I'm actually going to leave this fight. And here I'm going to be using the Ancient Potion to prevent this guy from hitting me with the... skill with which it hits you, that I can't remember the name of right now because I'm that good at the game. The Constriction. There we go. I double tap Fiendfire, but since I have no refill, that won't actually do much. That said, I'm fine with Fiendfiring with this hand. Because, yeah, pretty much any next hand will still draw me lethal. A block potion is probably more important than an ancient potion to me right now. An Inflame in a deck that has Limit Break is pretty good. But it's too much. This deck is already quite thick. I don't want to be adding too much more to it. Let's upgrade this Fiendfire so we can use it as a finisher a lot of the time much earlier. Beautiful. Actually gonna throw a weakness potion in there. Armaments. Blow up that parasite. I'm really annoyed about this. Too many skills in hand. Actually gonna drop the explosive potion here as well. Got a good next turn set up though. Flex. Limit Break. Reaper. Lower damage clash, higher damage clash, and I'll save the kills so that I can go for a feed. Corruption, trigger that out of my hand. Double tap this clash first, and then this feed. Beautiful. Hemokinesis is a lot of damage. And it's already upgraded. It's too much. Don't need it. It's just about keeping my max HP high right now. I also need to upgrade Dual Wield and Flex. Thread and Needle at the start of each combat gain 5 plated armor. That's really handy because that's just 5 block at the end of each turn. Feel No Pain whenever a card is exhausted. Gain 6 block. That's actually going to be really good in the final fight against Donu and Deca because they put a lot of Dazeds in your deck. So that's just going to be 12 block every time I draw 2 Dazeds. Or 6 block for every 1 Daze, just in case, you know, you want to count correctly like humans do. Probably should have limit broke a lot earlier there. Alright, this is good. This is good. I don't like being weakened right now. Let's Feel No Pain, Parasite for some block, and then we'll uppercut to weaken and make you vulnerable. And then next turn I can just Fiendfire you for a ridiculous amount of damage. Yup. $117 is pretty good. It's going to be a rough fight now that I've burned a lot of my damage cards. Flex. Tap that. Unfortunately, I don't have like a follow-up. It's as much block as I could really get there at the very end. I think I did burn Reaper as well. Double tap the Sword Boomerang there. Nope. Okay, 77 gold, meat on the bone, which is not going to be useful for us a lot of the time, unfortunately. Because we're not planning on being at 50% or low at the end of each combat. Iron Wave in a deck that has double tap is quite powerful, especially because I'm going to be corrupting a lot of my stuff away. I do need more exhaust, though, more than that. Smith another card. Flex needs to be upgraded so that I can use it with Limit Break. And here I'm going to avoid that enemy so I can go check out this area. This is unfortunate. This isn't good. Here I'm actually going to take a card removal. I'm not going to burn Parasite, though. Just going to burn another Lowly Strike. Then I'm actually going to take, yeah, every single one of the potions for the final fight. Because that did not really go how I wanted it to. Draw the curse. Nope. It's unfortunate. Shockwave lowers much of the incoming damage as possible. We've got a giant Reaper offering here, so we'll probably take it. And you know what? I'm going to take another Sword Boomerang. That's going to be a large amount of the way that the deck deals damage after I get my Vajra, after I get my strength up. Shockwave is also going to be pretty good so that I can start throwing in all that cursing. Alright, well this is a reasonably obvious zone, but don't we start with the Thunderclap and then move on to a Shockwave? So now they're going to be weakened and exhausted. Sorry, weakened and vulnerable for a bunch of turns. I'm also going to throw a Poison Potion on Donu so we can kill him as fast as possible. Well, we're always flexing this turn, right? It's probably just double Sword Boomerang right now. We need the damage output when it's available. This will burn all of my defense. But I've still got my limit breaks, my double taps, my clashes and stuff in there. I think I actually used this hand to kill Donu. As best I can, that is. It's just super important I kill Donu as early as possible so I don't keep taking all of those buffs against the backliner there. Alright, frontline is dead this turn. Or not. I can't actually play all of these. That's garbage. Had to get all of my skills in the same hand. Ugh. Ouch. Defend. double tap a Clash there. There. And also throw out a Weaken Potion. This is going to be a really rough ending to the fight. Thunderclap Bash is a really good pickup here. Both of those dazed I would have preferred later. Give me more dazed. Daze me! Those Clashes are still in my deck, but there are still 2 Days in there as well. I have to use this defend. Because I'm relying on such a good draw this that we didn't get it. Rough. Unfortunately, these days can't really be... Alright, I can double tap this Sword Boomerang. First deals 40, second deals 80, but that's still not going to be enough. It's only just short. Oh, that's so annoying. And then I protect myself for 12 here, but it's just not enough. Oh, we were so close there. Don't do it, deck of you. That deck shouldn't have gotten that far. It was literally just all about value picks. Near the end there, what we needed was to have a hand that was clean without the days when we had the Clashes. But unfortunately, we weren't able to get all of that together. What really would have worked is if we got the Clashes earlier, like both of our Clashes weren't on the bottom of the deck, and then we would have been able to hold those in hand and just wait for a turn where we didn't have the days in our hand anymore. But unfortunately, that wasn't really available to us. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully, you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully, we will see you next time.